we are. Uh, this is what we're talking about partially with the script. Yeah, and you guys mentioned this. So, this is Dylan. She's out with Nunes. Nunes is interviewing her, right? So here's what we hear. He says, it's okay, you're doing a great job, right? She says, thank you, and then she says, I'm scared, and then she says something like, I'm sorry, I won't say anything. But then it's like, okay, who the fuck you talking to, Dylan? Are you talking to yourself, like the other Dylan? Are you talking to him? She says that. Listen, guys, and we're gonna listen to this. And then I want to see the dog. I want to see this dog being let out of the house on a leash. I want to see that too. And then I want to look at the real Murphy here. I want to see if this dog that they're leading out of the house looks like Murphy, all right? Like the actual Murphy. So here we go. That's what we're doing in this one. Let's go. Here we go. I'm backing up a little bit. Okay, so we have Dylan, right? Here we go. I'm going to put I'm going to put the captions on here. That's okay. You're doing great, right? So he's asking about Kaylee. How old is Kaylee? Here we go.
How old is Kaylee?
Over 21. I believe she's 21 or 22. Sorry, I don't remember.
That's okay.
That's okay. You're doing great.
You're doing great.
You're doing great. She says, thank you. Thanks. And then what, Dylan?
I'm asking a lot of you, so I appreciate you. You're doing.
I'm sorry. Now she first says, I'm scared. Listen.
Sorry, I don't remember.
That's okay. You're doing great. I'm asking a lot of you, so I appreciate you. You're doing very well.
I'm sorry. She says, I'm sorry, I won't say anything. What are you talking about, Dylan? Who are you talking to? Well, we can't see, but her face. Where's my pen? All right, here we go. This is her, right? Can't really tell exactly where she's looking, right? It's blurred out, of course. This is her face, though. So, is it pointing over here, looking this direction? It's hard to tell if she's looking straight on at him. But we're going to review that again. Okay? You're doing great. But listen, under her breath, she says, I'm really scared. And then she says, I'm sorry, I won't say anything. Listen, this is what we're talking about with the script, see? They're all supposed to know the general idea of what they're supposed to say here, all right? And this is part of the reasoning why we think this is because of weird shit like this coming out of people's mouths. There's no reason to say this. There's no reason to say, I won't say anything. But she does.
Okay. You're doing great.
I'm scared. And here's what Nunes almost does. Nunes almost, look, it's very subtle. But he almost says scared as well. What's the word I'm looking for? To prompt her into saying, I'm scared. Listen, it's very subtle, guys. Very subtle. But listen to Nunes as well. He almost says scared as well. To let her know this is your prompt to say, I'm scared. Watch.
Okay. You're doing great. I'm asking a lot of you.
I believe she's 21 or 22. Sorry, I don't remember.
That's okay. You're doing great.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe not. He says you're doing great. But I thought in there he was like there's an S. There's like a listen. But nah, I could be off on that. We'll listen to it again. Okay, let's listen to it further back here. Further back, he's asking about their ages.
They're both over 21, but I don't know exactly.
I think so. How old is Kaylee?
Over 21. I believe she's 21 or 22. Sorry, I don't remember.
Sorry, I don't fully remember.
That's okay. You're doing great.
You're doing great. But I think in there, whatever, let's carry on. But she says, what does she say? I'm scared. It's under her breath. is under her breath. It's very, she does say that, and it's under her breath. I'm scared. And then she says this.
Out of you. So I appreciate you.
I'm sorry, what? Now, I want to make sure I'm hearing this correctly. What is she saying?
I'm asking a lot of you. So I appreciate you.
I'm sorry, I won't say anything.
You're doing very well.
I don't know what else she says after that. Let's listen to that again.
I'm asking a lot of you. So I appreciate you. You're doing very well.
I won't say anything, and then something after that. I don't know what that word is, but that's what she says.
Do you know if the other two girls are upstairs or not?
Right now, what we gotta do is we gotta process this whole thing.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Dylan, you know they're upstairs, Dylan. Don't be fucking stupid. We know you know, okay? We know you know, Dylan. Where do you think they are, Dylan? You know? Of course they're upstairs. You know that. You were part of it. Come on now. That's fine. Yeah, whatever.
Let's go back. I just want to make sure we're getting everything. So you started about 4 this morning?
Yes, it was 4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
Well, I first noticed Kaylee go upstairs and scream and run downstairs.
So 4 this morning, went upstairs
Yeah.
to the way top.
Yes, to her room. With Murphy, the dog.
Okay. And then you heard Kaylee scream.
I heard her scream and run as fast as she could downstairs. And she said, someone's here.
She ran downstairs.
Yes, I can hear it. You can hear everything. I'm not sure I heard her run downstairs.
Uh-huh.
Fast. And then I heard Murphy barking a lot.
Okay.
But that's not what she says in the Idaho State Police interview. Right, guys? What does she say with Gooch and Blaker? First of all, she says Murphy doesn't bark a lot. And I can't remember if he was or not. Right? And he doesn't usually bark around people. That's what she says. But here, oh, it's a different story here. Yeah, he's barking his ass off.
And then I heard Murphy barking a lot.
Uh-huh. A lot.
And then I heard her going to I think it was the bathroom, and I remember her sobbing, and I just remember hearing this guy's voice, and I didn't recognize saying, you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you, but it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it.
Remember this? I'm gonna fucking help you.
Like, it wasn't in like a nice way,
It was Stanley.
a weird way, like a weird tone.
You're gonna be okay.
I love you, Dylan. I love you. Hey, with all that GoFundMe money you got, hey, let's get 2 tickets to Paris, baby. Let's get 2 tickets to Paris. We can run the streets of Paris, baby. Streets of Paris. Let's do it, my love. Let's do it.
Be okay. I'm gonna help you.
Yeah, like
I
that.
didn't hear anything from Kaylee anymore at that
No.
point.
No, she was dead at that point, right, Dylan? Yeah, she's gone. Bye-bye. Did you call police? Nah, let's not go. We know that. We know what happened. Yeah, right. I wonder why.
I kept calling for her name.
Uh-huh.
I called on my phone, I called Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee, none of them answered.
Uh-huh.
So then I
And then you call police.
opened up the door to look.
No.
I saw the guy pass by. He
Right.
looked at me.
He looked at me. Right? Remember, Michael Myers. Michael Myers just happens to look at Miss Dillon here and said, oh my God, she is so fine. She is one foxy lady, baby. Oh my God, I can't kill her. Oh, no. I'm going to get her a cappuccino. All right, baby. Hey. And then Michael Myers said to her, he said, you know what he said to her? He said, don't count the number of stomps on the way out, okay? Don't you count my boots. Okay, baby. We can knock boots later, baby. All right. Go ahead, do it.
He didn't come towards me or say anything.
Uh-huh.
Which was really confusing to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. Nobody does. Because you should be dead.
And I'm pretty sure he went out the side door.
Pretty sure.
And then
But I don't know because I was behind my door and my door was shut. Right, Dylan? Which is it?
I called and said she thought maybe there was a fire or like a firework. We didn't know. She heard this loud noise and there was a light, I guess.
Did you hear like a pop, like a bang?
I don't know. Did you hear it bang?
It's what you heard.
Okay.
That's what you heard. What
Did you hear a bang? Hey, Bethany, Get over here. Help me out.
Never mind, yesterday. I didn't hear that.
Never mind. Okay, never mind. I didn't hear that. And then, yeah, we got people driving through the crime scene. Bye. Hello. Bye-bye. Hey, where are you going? Well, here's where I'm going. See, I have all the shit in the back of my trunk. That's part of the murders. And I'm getting away. Okay, that's what I'm doing. They don't stop the car. First of all, they don't tell this guy to fucking stop, get out of the car. They don't tell him to shut off his car. They don't tell him open your trunk. They don't say, "Oh, can we look in your car real quick while you're driving through the murder scene?" Nope.
I'm just going to pick up my phone. Okay. Where's your friend live?
Boise.
The sale you
Bye. Bye-bye, murderer. I don't know who you are. Bye-bye. Hey, Moscow, do you think you should block the street off at this point? I would. Because now we got getaway cars potentially just, hey, where are you going? I'm just going to pick up my friend. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Right, Moscow? Bye-bye. Hey, we won't look in your trunk. We have no idea what was in that guy's car. No idea what was in the guy's trunk. It could have been all the knives. It could have been all the masks. It could have been all the bloody clothing. Who the fuck knows? But they never searched it. Bye-bye. Right, Moscow? What are you doing? Oh, yeah. There's Dylan, right? Hey, by the way, that's Dylan, and she doesn't have any shoes on. Remember this, guys? She comes out of the house after 8 hours. She doesn't have any fucking shoes on, guys. Yeah. And she's standing on a piece of fucking paper here. Does that make sense? Does this make sense to you, to people in denial? Does this make sense to you? Remember, you had 8 hours to decide how are you going to come out of the house. And this is what she chooses to come out looking like. Yeah. She chooses to come out of the house with no fucking shoes on. Gee, I wonder why that is. I wonder why somebody would choose to come out of the house after 8 hours with no shoes on. Gee, I wonder why that is. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. First of all, this is completely ridiculous. You could at least put a pair of socks on. What do you think? There's no reason to come out of this house with no shoes on or no socks on without a specific reason to do this. Dylan did this for a specific reason. Yes, she is calculating as fuck. That's one thing about Dylan. She is calculating, okay? Yes, she's dumb. Don't get me wrong. And yes, she's a terrible liar. But there's a reason why she came out of the house with no shoes on here and no socks on. Not even shoes, let alone, you know what I mean? No socks. Here. Reason for this. There's a reason for this. Yes, there is. There's a reason why she does these things, guys. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's what we heard. That weirdness from Dylan. I'm sorry, I won't say anything. Let's get back to Hunter Johnson and the weird shit that he says in the house, okay? Sorry, guys. I wanted to show you this card. Keep this card in mind. Throwing away, getting rid of, tossed out. And let's revisit Hunter Johnson in the house. Here we go.
Where at? Up here?
Up. All right. Here's what we hear. Nunes says, where's she at? Right. That's Hunter leading him up the steps. Yes. He says, okay, where's she at? Right? He says, up here. That's first. Can you hear that? Let's do this again. Yeah. Hey, girls. It's not Thursday night yet. Okay, you can put some pants on. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Here we go. Hunter's leading him into into the house. Okay, into the bullshit. Here we go. Now, do we got the subtitles on? Yes. Yeah, I got the captions on. All right. Where at? We got, now listen, Hunter almost starts going into his story, but he stops and says, up here, up here. Listen.
Where at? Up here? Up here, up here.
Up here, up here. But before he says that, he starts to almost go into the story. He starts to say, we got a call. And he stops and says, up here, to answer Nunes' question. Correct? Correct. Let's listen to that again. Listen.
Where at? Up here?
We got a call. That's what he says first. That's Hunter saying that. And Nunes says, where at? And Hunter stops his story and says, up here, up here. Then he goes right back to his story. Listen.
Up here, up here.
Up here, up here. Right? Right. Then what? We got a call on 911. That someone, I don't know, threw away an animal. That's what he says. And that is a knife. Yeah, now that I'm looking at that again, that's a knife. That's the knife. That's a different knife. Or, I don't know. Or, that's the knife that Dylan directed him to grab. And it's on the floor now at this point. But at some point, he comes back then, picks it up, and puts it on the fucking ping pong, on the beer pong table. Yeah, that's a knife. That is a knife. For sure. At first, I wasn't sure what that was. But that is a knife. That's the knife at the top of the stairs that supposedly Emily saw. That supposedly Emily saw when she went up. Yes, yes, indeed. Let's listen to that again, all right? He starts to go into the script. Nunes, though, says, where's she at? And he stops it and says, up here, and then he goes right back into his script. Listen. Here is where it gets fucked up. This is where Hunter screws up. He's not looking at Nunes, right? He's walking up the steps. So he can't see Nunes, right? So he can't see if Nunes is about to ask him a question. So this is a major screw up here because Hunter starts going into his story. He can't see Nunes, right? Because Nunes is behind him and he's walking up the steps. Hunter doesn't realize in this moment that Nunes is about to ask him a question. This is the fuck up. So Hunter starts going into his story. But right as Hunter is about to go into his story, Nunes interrupts and says, where at? And Hunter has to stop himself and say, up here. Like you wouldn't already know where you're going, first of all, because we're walking up a flight of steps. So the up here is totally stupid because where else are we going, right? Look, we're walking up a flight of stairs, right? And so this is dumb too. So Nunes saying we're at. Well, where do you think we're going? We're not going over here, right? Hunter Johnson's not walking over here, is he? No, he's walking up the steps. Up the steps, which means up here. Yeah, it's totally dumb, guys, but listen, this is where Hunter fucks up, though, because A, he cannot see Nunes, right? B, because he cannot see Nunes, he doesn't realize that Nunes is going to ask him a question. And so it happens simultaneously here. Hunter starts going into his story about somebody throwing away an animal, right? And that happens at the same time that Nunes says to him, where at? So that forces Hunter Johnson to stop his story and say, up here. But then after he says, up here, he goes right back into the story that he was going to tell. Listen, that's exactly what happens here. Exactly. Listen.
Yes.
Okay?
Where at?
Right as Nunes says, "Where at?" Hunter is already getting the sentence out of his mouth about the story. It happens almost simultaneously. In fact, it happens at the same time. And this forces Hunter Johnson to stop his story and say, "Up here, up here." But then he goes right back into his story.
Up here? Up here? Up here.
We got a call. He stops himself and says, "Up here, up here." But then he goes right back into his story. Listen. We got a call on 911 that someone, I don't know, threw away an animal. And I came to check, and this is what I found. And I checked to see if she was breathing, and he says, and I didn't check, I think he says, I didn't check him yet, or something. He either says, I didn't check him yet, or Ethan yet. That's where it gets interrupted with Nunes calling it in. Let's listen to that sequence one more time, guys. Absolutely. And that is the knife at the top of the stairs. That is the knife that Emily Allant claims to have seen when she got up the stairs on the landing. That is the knife. And at some point, Hunter Johnson, now I don't know if there's two knives now, but that knife teleports itself, okay? No, that knife then is when Hunter goes back into the ping pong room, the living room, he must pick up that knife and put it on the beer pong table. That's exactly what happens here. What? Okay, remember, Hunter cannot see Nunes. So he doesn't know that Nunes is about to ask him a question. Because of that, Hunter starts going into the story. But at the same time he does, Nunes says, "Where at?" Which forces Hunter Johnson to stop and say, "Up here, up here." Listen.
Where at?
Where at? But at the same time, Hunter starts going into the story. We got a call.
Up here? Up here.
We got a call from 911 that, I don't know, that someone threw away an animal. That's what he says. And I just came to check, and this is what I found. And I checked to see if she was breathing. And I didn't check him yet, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, and then 13 on the radio. Yep. Okay, get out. Here's the okay, get out.
Okay, get back. I don't know if they're still in here now.
I'm not sure what he says there. He says something like, "I'm not sure if they're either bleeding or not, or breathing or not."
Okay, get back. I don't know if they're still in here now.
I think he says, "I don't know if they're still," it's either bleeding or breathing or not. It's either bleeding or breathing. Listen.
Okay, get back. I don't know if they're still in here now.
I don't know, and it's there's no subtitle for, there's no caption for what he says there. There's no caption for that. Listen.
Okay, get back. I don't know if they're still in here now.
I don't know if they're still I don't know. It's either breathing or bleeding. And then he says, "I grabbed the knife." This is a knife. That's a knife. That's a knife. So let's see if there's another knife on the ping pong table. Not yet.
1370.
So at this point, when Nunes turns around and to look into the room, Hunter Johnson goes and picks that knife up off the ground. Watch. We don't see him do it, but watch.
Okay, stay back there, please.
Stay back there, please. Okay. He's checking. Fuck. Yep. Okay. Now we're coming back out. Here we go. That's the knife. Now. The knife that was on the top step, right over here. Hunter Johnson picked that up and put it right fucking there. It's the same knife. So that there was only one knife. There was only one knife here in this scenario. The one that Emily supposedly saw at the top of the stairs. And this is the knife that Dylan Mortensen directed Hunter Johnson to get. It was Dylan who directed Hunter to grab this specific knife. This one. Okay. So at some point here, this is so fucking bizarre, guys. At some point here, before the police arrive, before Nunes comes, Hunter Johnson put that knife here on the ground here. He put it here for some reason. He did. The police arrive. We see it on the top of the steps. Then this. The Nunes checks the bodies, whatever. They come back out, and now, because Hunter Johnson picked it up from the ground here, he put it right here. Instead of leaving it on the floor, he puts it right there. Yes. Why? Why? Why not leave it there? Why doesn't he leave the knife where it is? He put it there originally. Or Dylan did. One of them did. Him or Dylan. So why does he feel the need now to pick it up and put it on the fucking table? Yeah. And this knife does have blood surrounding it. This knife does, I believe, have blood on it. And according to what you guys said, I think in the documents, supposedly the blood found here, this is Kaylee Gonzalez's blood. This is Kaylee's blood here. Supposedly. I haven't gotten there yet in the documents. But I trust my garden. So, the blood that is found here in this vicinity where the knife is, and on the knife, this is Kaylee's blood. Kaylee's blood. Not Xana's. You know what that tells me? You know what that tells me? That tells me before police arrive, Hunter Johnson had this knife. He wasn't in Xana's room. He was in Kaylee's room. He was in Maddie's room. I don't know what he was doing up there, but that's why there's blood on that knife. Or it's more like this. Here is what this is. The reason why there's blood on this knife, and it's Kaylee's blood, is because this was the knife that Dylan used on Kaylee. It was this knife that Dylan used. That's why there's Kaylee's blood on it. Yep. And that's why she directed Hunter Johnson to grab this specific knife. The same knife that has Kaylee's blood here. Hunter never, I can say this, Hunter never went up there. I can believe that. I can say that's true. But the knife that Dylan told him to get, which is this one, she used this one on Kaylee. That's why there's blood from Kaylee on this knife. This knife. The one that Hunter had and the one that Dylan told him to get. That's what this is, my loves. That is Dylan's knife. And that's the one she used on Kaylee. Herself. That's why there's Kaylee's blood here. There's blood here on the side of the table where the knife is. And there's also blood on the knife itself, I believe. But there is blood that does surround this knife here on the table. And I believe my garden, I haven't gotten there yet in terms of the documents, but I believe my garden. And my garden tells me that's Kaylee's blood that they found here, not Xana's. This is not Xana's blood, right? I trust my garden. You better not be fucking lying to me, but I trust you. But if that, hey, if that's Kaylee's blood, then guess what that means? Dylan used this knife on Kaylee. On Kaylee. And that's why she wanted Hunter to grab this one. Because she forgot it. She forgot it. And so she makes Hunter Johnson, the biggest dummy in the world, she makes him grab that knife on purpose. Because that's the one she used on Kaylee. And Maddie, perhaps. But especially Kaylee. Okay? Yes and yes. Yes and fucking yes. Oh, hi. Hi, Jack Decor.
Do you still want to hang out here? I just want to know what's going on.
There he is. Hi, Jack. How's your phone doing?
I'm allowed to disclose right now. We're processing what's going on in the scene. As soon as we know for
This is all bullshit.
sure,
This is
we can
all bullshit here I'm
tell
watching.
you guys what's going on, we absolutely will. I know it sucks.
Hey, guys, guess why else Jack Decor is in the police car? Just take another guess. Take a wild guess, guys. Because we need to have Jack Decor, we need to have him somewhere else. And that somewhere else is, well, they decided to, they're going to, he needs to be somewhere else here. So, whatever, just follow me. So, he's in the car. There's a reason why he's in the car here. There's a reason why he's away from the others. You know what that reason is? Take a wild fucking guess, guys. You know what that reason is why Jack is not with the others here? When he knows them and he knows who they are? And here's what we should see. He should be with the others. He should be with them. But he's not. Why? Because of the dog. Because of Murphy. That is why he is not with them. It's much easier to have Jack Decor away from the scene when we take his dog out of the house. We can't have him standing around in front. No. They need Jack away here, and they put him in the car. That's why he's in this fucking car. Because if this was real, he should be standing with the rest of them, and he's not. Why? Because of Murphy the dog. It's much easier to have Jack Decor away from this in the car because that's his dog, supposedly, right? And so if we take the dog, Murphy, out in front of him, that's a problem. Because if that's not Murphy, first of all, okay, look, what I'm trying to say is, it's a whole extra scene we have to create here in this story. And we don't want to create this extra scene. It's a pain in the ass. So we need to have Jack Decor away here. We can't have we can't explain this scene, right? So we have to have Jack Decor away from it when we take the dog out of the house because that's his dog, right? And we would expect Murphy to recognize him. And we would expect Murphy in this moment with Jack Decor, if Jack Decor's up there with the rest of them, we'd expect Jack Decor to react in some fashion. Like, hey, there's my dog. Or, hey, that's my dog. Come here, give him to me. That's why we don't see him up there, guys. He has to be away from this. And this is where they chose to put him. They chose to keep him locked in this, not locked, but they chose to keep him in this car. And the reason why was because of Murphy. That's the reason why. It would have been an extra scene for us to create. And that would have been another pain in the ass. So, this is where we find Jack Decor. When in fact, where he should be is with the rest of them up there. Hanging out, talking, what's going on. That's where he should be here. But once again, Moscow police, they don't know how to write a fucking story. They don't. And so they put him here in the story. But logically, rationally, and reasonably, He should be with the rest of them, trying to figure out what's going on, not sitting by himself here. It's not like he doesn't know them. He knows them, right? Yes. So, in reality, if this was real, we would see Jack Decor outside with the rest of them, not separated here. And the reason is, again, because of Murphy the dog. It would have been a pain in the ass trying to create that scene with Murphy coming out of the house on the leash and Jack Decor, its owner, standing right there. How are we then what are we going to do? Then Jack Decor is going to have to act a little more and say, hey, that's my dog. Bring him over to me. And then what are we going to do, Moscow police? What's your scene after that? See, they didn't think this through, guys. They didn't think this through at all. That's why it looks so stupid and ridiculous, and it is. But that's exactly why Jack is here and not up with the rest of them. It's because of the dog. Anyway, one more. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. The next part of this is going to be, though, I want to see that dog being brought out of the house, and I want to look at that dog as closely as we can, and I want to see if it looks like Murphy, Kaylee's dog, Murphy. That's the next part of this, okay? I'm going to leave it right here. I hope you like that one, guys. I hope you like that one. I hope that makes more sense now in terms of what's going on here in the script on the 911 and all with this 911 shit, okay? That's exactly what I hear. That's exactly what I feel is going on. 100%. That is the knife. That was the knife that was at the top of the stairs. That is true. And Hunter does pick that knife back up and put it on the beer pong table. Yes, he does. And that's Dylan Mortensen's knife. That's the one that she told Hunter Johnson to get because that's the one she used on Miss Kaylee. And that's why, supposedly, according to my garden, I haven't gotten there in the documents yet, that's why supposedly that's Kaylee's blood found around that knife and on that knife. Ooh, okay. Or at least, look, that's the blood that was found by the knife on the beer pong table. My garden's telling me that's Kaylee's blood. So that tells me, guess what? Dylan used that knife on her. Okay? Yeah. And Dylan needed Hunter to grab that knife. First of all, to get his fingerprints on it. Yep. And second of all, to try to cross-contaminate it, not only with Kaylee's blood, but with Xana's blood, to confuse the situation even more, Dylan.
Dylan, I love you. I love you so much. Oh my, think about all the trouble we can get into. I love you. Hey, I got the secret formula too, I'll share with you. And we need to split the GoFundMe. But listen, I got the secret formula I'll share with you, okay? It has something to do with water. And, but I figured out the secret formula, okay? And I love you so much, Dylan. I love you. You're my prime. I love you. I see so much of myself in you, Dylan. My heart grows when I see you. It just grows and grows and grows.
It's a song called Wartime.